It's the Raw Meat Podcast, the most mediocre wrestling podcast on the internet. With the smart Greg Adams, the nature boy Jay Whatley, and the hardcore icon Puff.
All right, are we recording?
Yeah.
All right, this is the Raw Meat Podcast. It is a catch-up episode because while I, Greg Adams, was here for the last week, the studio has been relatively empty because you, Puff, were not here. You were on vacation. So,
I was.
So no podcasting for over a week now.
Yeah, it happens.
And it couldn't have been a worse week to take off in the calendar year for the podcast since we had the biggest news of the year take place over the last 7 days. Why did you have to take a vacation now?
Well, it's not the biggest news.
Okay.
That's going to happen when I'm in New Orleans at Raw.
All right, so last week, Shane McMahon and Stephanie McMahon go online to make a video announcement that the thing that we've been asking for and we've been begging for on this very podcast.
Well, let's rephrase that. The thing you've been asking and begging for.
There is going to be a brand split, and it's not just a brand split between Raw and SmackDown. It's the fact that one of the other things I've been begging for is also coming true. SmackDown will now be live on Tuesdays, so you will have back-to-back nights of live pro wrestling from the WWE.
Brand extension. Brand extension.
Okay, yeah, that was the big thing last night on Raw. What the hell was that?
I don't know.
What was the whole purpose? I mean, I get that the purpose was to plant the seed of doubt that a team like New Day could be split up during a draft.
Just like the Dudleys.
But what? They didn't use the word draft, I don't think. They didn't use the term brand split. They kept saying brand extension, but what the hell does that mean?
I think they're just going to play it out because they got, a month to kill before it happens?
Well,
over a month?
Okay, if they have a month to kill before the brand split, July 19th, I believe, is the date.
16th, maybe the 19th.
19th, I think. They have time before that happens. They need to have a draft prior to that, and maybe the draft takes place the Monday Night Raw prior to that.
I bet it happens July 16th. Everybody comes out like, all right, we're splitting you guys up.
Well, that would be
first live show.
Maybe. But I think it would make more sense to do it on the Monday Night Raw before and then play out that SmackDown as still the collective brand and then go into that week with two fresh rosters. But
I mean, if you want people to tune into your first live SmackDown, though, you put the draft on there.
Yeah, so, okay, maybe the first live SmackDown on Tuesday night is the draft. But they haven't used the term draft, so I don't know if there's actually going to be a draft or if the way that they kind of talked about it, and I know Shane still has Mike Rust, the way they kind of talked about it made it sound more like they're just going to put pen to paper and they're going to decide amongst themselves who goes where.
Maybe, and maybe that's where the Shane, Stephanie, hey, I want this guy. Well, you can't have him. And that's where I don't know. What I do like about the whole thing is we don't know, which is something the WWE has been very good about. Some of the execution has maybe not been so good, but they're definitely making strides and keeping it interesting.
I see what you're saying about the unknown factor, and I like it, but there are some things that you have to know in the storytelling in order for the unknown to matter.
Well, they got a month and a half to build it up.
Well, but that's why I would like to have them come out and say, we're going to have a draft, it's going to be on this date, because then you take everybody who's in that organization, every one of those matches, because that's the third thing in this trifecta that I've asked for. Well, I've got two of the three, maybe they're going to follow up with the third. I want these matches to matter. So like last night when Breezango is taking on the Usos. What does that match matter? It doesn't matter anything. It doesn't matter who wins. It doesn't matter who loses. It doesn't matter who interrupts. It doesn't matter about anything. So if you have a draft on the way and you have these guys all jockeying for position within the draft, they want to be the number one pick. They want to be the highest draft pick they can. Nobody wants to be the last draft pick. So if you put that together now and with the new era, maybe you have some people who are going to be left out of the draft and they have to go to NXT.
Well, see, I think they're going to do I talked to you about this a little bit, is I think they're going to use NXT as the third brand, kind of like they did with ECW the first time around. Like some guys go up, some guys go down.
Right, and that's what you would create if you've got a new era guy like Apollo Crews who's just happy to be there, man. Now, what do his matches matter if he's just going to go fight Sheamus? He's going to fight Sheamus. Doesn't factor into any title, doesn't mean anything.
Well, knocking off a former champ is kind of important.
Is it? Because what does it mean? Like, you knocked off former champ, great. Does that put you in the picture for the WWE Heavyweight Championship? Does it put you in the picture for the U.S. title? It doesn't do any of that because there's no structure for it. It doesn't matter if you beat him or not. So what they could do is say there's going to be a draft, and they could say people are going to get picked between Raw and SmackDown up to a certain number, and then after that number, everyone else goes to NXT. And so you bring in these new era guys like Apollo Crews, you bring up a Mojo Rawley, you bring up a couple other guys, and you let them start fighting amongst the existing talent. And, hey, if you don't perform well between now and the draft, you could end up back at NXT. Write it in the story. I mean, of course, it's not going to be actual competition, but you write it all into the story, and you give these guys purpose for having these matches.
Well, and a lot of the younger, hungry guys or guys that want to move up will put on better performances so you don't have Chris Jericho missing lion salts.
Hey, his last night was pretty solid,
Hey,
though.
I've said this 100 times. I love Chris Jericho, but sometimes he's on and sometimes he's off. And when that boy is off, he's off.
I've been complaining nonstop about the six-man tag matches. I hate the six-man tag matches because it's just a way for them to get everybody into a match. We're on a 6-month bender of six-man tag matches through.
It's almost like Teddy Long's back.
But last night's was actually entertaining. The promos beforehand were great. Ambrose and Zayn need to work together way more often. Jericho and Owens are magical together.
Yeah.
So you have that going on, and then you have a 5-star match that takes place after that. That was the first six-man tag match since I can't remember a six-man tag match that has had me that entertained in recent history. Now, the ending could have been a lot better.
I'm still waiting for a seventh man.
Now, what is going on with that?
I don't know.
Have they officially said there's a seventh guy?
Oh, yeah.
Has it all been internet rumor?
Oh, no. They're in the pictures and the promos, it's got the 6 guys and then like a whited out guy in the background. They didn't mention it last night, but he was still there in the pictures, so it doesn't sound like they scrapped the idea of having a 7th man. There's always 7 dudes in the battle.
So how do you... Because...
There's only 2 things I can figure. Either it's someone huge that they're building up anticipation, or it's someone coming back from an injury, or they're waiting for the paper, ink to dry on someone's contract.
They're not really building any anticipation because they didn't mention it at all last night. So to the point where I was sitting there going, wait a second, was this internet rumor, or is this real that there's a 7th guy? I'm that confused right now, which goes back to, yeah, there's great unpredictability, but when the rest of the story isn't in place, you can't tell the story without knowing all of the parts.
Like I said, it's not all perfect, but they're getting better. Because before we could sit down with pen and paper and write Monday night word for word.
And you can do a point still. You can... You have a good idea of what's going to take place, especially since they give you like the...
teasers.
What are you going to watch for on Raw tonight? And based on those, you can pretty much write it. But, like last night, I thought that we had it pretty well figured out up until John Cena's appearance.
Not even that. The U.S. title thing. Holy
Okay,
crap.
yeah. The U.S. title thing caught me off guard.
Titus back on TV in a title picture.
Now, and here's the thing, and this is a prediction that I had, and I know I've been gloating about my incredibly good prediction record over the last 2 months.
Shut up, you stupid idiot.
But this is one that I got wrong because, and maybe this wasn't his first full appearance, they didn't do a really good job of welcoming Titus back in the way that I thought they would. I thought he would have got a huge pop when he first rolled out in a setting like last night. Now, perhaps he didn't because, and maybe he did. Maybe he did in the Resch Center last night where they were at in Green Bay.
Technical difficulties.
A lot of technical difficulties last night, especially when it came to crowd mics and Jumbotron video.
And camera work.
Camera work was kind of spotty too. I don't. Maybe this is the whole new crew that's going to take over. This was the SmackDown crew training on Monday Night Raw. But when he came out, I expected there to be a fervor. I expected there to be just people going bananas because of the way that everybody reacted when he got suspended. And it seemed very down. And it seemed like he almost expected it to be a bigger reaction than it was because he seemed a little stiff going to the ring.
Well, I mean, WWE could have been holding him out for this very moment.
It felt kind of thrown together. This is how, and this is me being cynical, and when I make predictions, I don't make predictions from what I want to see or what makes sense in the storyline. I usually make my predictions based on what I think should happen, what could happen, and then what they're going to do behind the scenes. So what I see as a potential backstage was that John Cena was supposed to come back and do the U.S. title Wimbledon Open Challenge, and he was going to come take the belt off Rusev, and he was going to do that thing. Then somewhere along the lines, either AJ was pushing for it or somebody else was pushing AJ, and they finally got you know what, let's do it. Let's bring the Bullet Club back. I will be the third man. We'll really do this heel turn on AJ. I don't think the heel turn on AJ was supposed to happen. Somebody changed somebody's mind backstage. And I think at that moment, they had to ripcord on John Cena going after Rusev because they need Cena as that foil in the Bullet Club rub. That make sense? Or am I just...
I think you're being way too Manchurian candidate on this one. There's too much going on in that little brain of yours.
It makes sense to me, but let's park on the AJ heel turn for a second because Raw would have sucked last night. Not sucked. Raw would not have been great last night if that moment didn't take place.
Oh, God. It was a good Raw. I liked the Titus thing. There was a couple of other things I enjoyed, like the banter back and forth between Dean and, that whole thing. But when that happened, you have John Cena doing his Captain America John Wayne speech. I'm back on Monday night. And then you have, AJ come out and was like, hey, nice to meet you. I'm so glad you're here. Hopefully I get to work with you. And then the Good Brothers music hits and you're like, oh, man. And then, he hits John, they take off the shirts, and it looks like, and then boom, forearm to the face. Yes!
Yeah, and you did mention a lot of the really good things about Raw last night, because there were a lot of really good things, but there were a lot of really bad things, too. And those bad things could have outweighed the good things, if not for that moment. Because, okay, as good as that could have been, if you would have just left it at the 5-minute crowd chant, which, by the way, thank you, Green Bay, because that's the kind of moment that we will see on Reels for years to come. That's the Jericho interrupting Rock moment in that whole thing, is letting that crowd go AJ Cena for like 5 minutes. And the two in the ring were smart enough. That happens with veterans. If that would have been Big Cass in that ring, he would have cut the crowd off way before that thing would have been able to roll. But that thing rolled, and like there were guys, you could see like Cena getting goosebumps type thing. Like even that guy was feeling it. But if you would have left it at just that and not gone the heel turn, I think that moment would have been outweighed by the weird Roman Reigns Seth Rollins promo that took place just a little bit before that.
See, I enjoyed that to a point.
Right, and it was good for 45 seconds.
Well, the problem is you let Roman talk.
Well, Roman can talk because you're going to have Rollins come out behind that. So Roman sets the bar low, and Rollins skies over it. But he played the crowd. He did the Jericho thing with the crowd. Like, he played the crowd a little bit against itself. I think he did that maybe one too many times. Should have cut it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Then the run to the ring, I could have handled 2 or 3, but it was so overdone to the point where when AJ started doing the run back to the ring with Cena, all I could think of was, didn't Rollins just do this? Isn't this like the exact same thing?
Except AJ whooped that ass. That's the difference.
But
And speaking of whooping ass, just to take a pause, speaking of great moments from last night, let's do a round of applause for Dolph Ziggler.
oh yes, round of applause.
Because that was you immediately like, did he just cut like a cheesy half-ass version of the Jericho promo? What a loser. And then the match starts and he's got the headgear, swift kick to the nuts, and just that's it. We're done.
Well, he specifically did the Jericho promo. Like, he even name-checked him and Dean Malenko, did armbar, did the whole thing, cutting that promo backstage, which I felt like, okay, this is cheesy. This is beyond belief. I don't like where this is going. Then he comes out with the Kent State, because I kept talking about Kent State.
And by the way, what did I tell you when you were bitching and moaning about that?
About what?
About the Dolph Ziggler promo, when you're like, this is lame. I said, have a little faith. It's going to be good.
Yeah, and it could have gone, and maybe that's where the best action actually happens, is when you're teetering on that line between terrible and great. But they were teetering between terrible and great, and he played it up, he hammed it up so hard and so well.
Which is what he does. I love him.
Well, he hasn't been doing that lately. Lately, he's just been a soup can. Lately, he's just been getting steamrolled, and he's been jobbing for crazy amounts of people. But doing that, they were making such a point to show the pictures of him wrestling at Kent State. And then he wears the Kent State thing out. Then he pulls out the headgear. Then he's got the mouth guard. Then he's actually rolling around the ring like he's going to actually Greco-Roman this whole thing. Swift kick to the mailbox, and we're moving on. Like, that was so good. I kept looking at the clock, too, like, trying to figure out, like, there's no way they're going to have enough time to do a six-man tag match. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Whatley coming in.
Woo!
He'll be here for 3 seconds.
Woo! Maybe about 7 or 8.
All right, so what did you think of the heel turn last night? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that happened,
Yeah,
man.
no.
It didn't surprise me, though.
This is what I'm afraid of, is that you coming off from a vacation, you didn't watch a minute. You didn't see a second.
And he's eating Cheetos into a microphone.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Oh, we're on right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
So John Cena's a heel now. And
He's the leader of the Bullet Club.
I don't believe any of this. So,
He went full sting on everybody last night.
yeah, what? He broke his neck in the middle of the ring?
he just showed up in the rafters with face paint and a baseball bat.
He jobbed to 2 people that he should have beat? What? Go on.
Okay, but
what happened? I wanna know.
let's actually give this to you.
I came in to know what happened last night because I didn't have a chance to watch.
The biggest news from last night: John Cena returns, cuts a John Wayne promo. I like the way that you described that. Gets the USA chants rolling behind him. AJ Styles music hits. Mm-hmm. AJ Styles comes out.
I like he.
Confronts him in the ring to tell him how much he had hoped for this moment to happen. After, by the way, a 5-minute AJ Cena chant from the crowd.
Oh, wow.
That they just let roll. They just let go.
Just let it go.
AJ tells him how much he appreciates everything that he's done, how he's looking forward to working with him, reaches out for a handshake. Cena pulls back at first, comes in, gives him the handshake. They're on good terms. Bullet Club, well, I can't call him Bullet Club. The Club's music hits.
Yeah.
Good brothers.
Anderson and Gallows walk down, start telling him, we came here to kick ass, not kiss ass, and all AJ Styles is doing is kissing John Cena's ass right now.
Oh, yes.
So
I love it.
Styles backs up, takes his shirt off, gets ready to rumble.
go
Cena
time.
stands there, like, waits a second, see what's going on. Takes his hat off, whips it, takes his shirt off, whips it. As soon as he turns around from the shirt off, AJ Styles forearm to the face. Gallows Anderson come in. Bullet Club forms in the ring. Not
What?
Bullet Club officially.
Yeah.
Club forms in the ring over the lifeless body of John Cena.
Oh, man.
They start walking up the ramp.
AJ runs back, starts whooping that ass again.
What?
Leaves,
So-
comes back a second time, starts throwing some more forearms.
What?
Officials come in to try to gather up, I almost said John Wayne, John Cena,
John
get him back on
Wayne.
his feet. AJ comes back again.
No
It was like,
way.
you get up when I tell you to get up. Starts laying
So-
the wood to him.
so
Gallows
he'll-
and Anderson actually had to pull him off. It was like, that's enough. Well, we got to save some for
We
later.
have Heel AJ,
Heel AJ.
Bullet Club, Club.
Club, whatever. We'll
They
call it
are
the
back
Bullet Club,
intact.
whatever. Yep.
Yep.
3-man.
There goes your dream scenario of your boy showing up in New Orleans.
No, I still have a
We still
feeling.
need a 7th man for Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's fine. I'm talking about the hope that he would show. It would be the Balor Club.
That still comes.
What did I tell you? Now that we have 2 shows with 2 separate rosters,
Ooh, I love it.
you could have Bullet Club Raw, Bullet Club SmackDown.
No.
Oh yeah.
Just call it Bullet Club then. Don't even have some Raw or SmackDown. Bullet Club A or Bullet Club B.
Well,
Now,
No chance.
the reason that I think Balor still factors into this equation is that the best moments that the Bullet Club has had, either in New Japan or Ring of Honor, has been the moments where a new leader has been established. So,
But WWE don't give a damn about any of that.
are you sure?
Yes.
Have you been paying attention to
They
any
don't
of this?
care about
No,
anything.
he hasn't.
They don't care about anything that happened outside of their brand. They don't care about nothing.
when was the last time you watched an episode or any WWE programming?
I watched Raw 2 weeks ago, and I watched the last pay-per-view.
This is a different era of the WWE where they are embracing the new era. They're embracing worldwide talent. They're name-checking New Japan Pro Wrestling on WWE products. They're bringing in guys like Samoa Joe and AJ Styles and letting them keep their names that they established at TNA. They are really getting down with this right now, and that's what the whole new era is, that they are embracing, recognizing that there is pro wrestling that takes place outside of WWE. We're 6 weeks away from WWE stopping saying the term sports entertainment. We're like 6 weeks away from them going into pro wrestling. That's where we're at right now.
And I love it.
Man, you got NXT going on down there. That's cool.
NXT, yes, which actually I don't think NXT will stick around much longer because a lot of those guys who are parked there right now
Definitely
Are coming up,
they have
baby.
to, right?
Yeah, you're gonna see. Well, there's a lot of online dirt sheets right now about the rosters and how they'll be split up. And you sent me one yesterday. Looking over it, some of the names that are at NXT right now that are not on anyone's radar to be called up are sitting on Raw and SmackDown rosters. Guys like Mojo Rawley, who I would not consider to be one of the next call-ups, he's sitting there.
And he's not on the same show as Zack Ryder.
Right, which creates some issues. But if you've got guys like Bobby Roode, Eric Young, Samoa Joe,
Yeah.
all on one roster, if you have those guys all on SmackDown, now you've basically created, and I believe SmackDown on Tuesday nights live will be the same night that TNA is on
It is.
TV or whatever they
It's
are.
gone then. It's gone even more gone than it's been gone. It's been gone.
So you could feasibly have the TNA Hall of Fame on Tuesday nights on a WWE
which Sting
product.
is the general manager.
Which, by the way,
Huh?
they're still...
I think we have a better chance of seeing Daniel Bryan be the general manager of SmackDown than Sting. But either way, there's potential out the ass for this just to be awesome.
Because what it does is it opens it up. You now have 2 general manager slots where when the Shane Steph storyline rolls out, if you're not ready for the Authority storyline to come back, then yeah, you go to random general managers, hopefully not Hornswoggle under a ring with a laptop. But you could have a guy like Sting take over one of those roles. Daniel Bryan could take over one of those roles. You could have
Commissioner McFoley.
I don't want to go back to like a Teddy Long type thing. That was
Tag team, brother.
No, but you have so many guys now who are in a new generation of guys who have been removed from the ring who could still want to get back in, that you could have a laundry list
And
of
still
general
under
managers.
contract, by the way.
That too. With the Legends contracts at this point, you've got, could you imagine general manager? Oh, I really want this to happen. Co-general managers, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall.
Oh my goodness. Must see television.
I'd be down for that.
You'd have to make Raw 4 hours though.
No, they're
Takes
having
them so
trouble
long.
filling.
Takes
3
so
at
long
this
to get
point.
down to that ring.
Did you hear the other internet rumor, speaking of Raw's 3 hours?
No.
They're going to take one of the hours away from Raw and make it NXT.
I think they have to. I think they have
Wait.
to take an hour away from Raw. You can't have a 3-hour Raw and a 2-hour SmackDown. And
Sure you can.
And act like the 2 are equal. No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
How?
You absolutely
It still
can.
lessens the SmackDown brand.
No, because
Totally.
SmackDown was kicking Raw's ass
I agree.
back in the day
Well,
when Paul Heyman
were
was
they
in
the
charge.
same time back in the day?
No,
SmackDown was 2 hours long back in the day when they were kicking Raw's ass.
I believe
No.
so.
No.
I'd have to go back and double
No
check. I think
chance.
it really depends on how the titles are split up. Because if you have that WWE belt on the flagship product, then yeah, Raw would be positioned as being the better show in the eyes of WWE.
Which is why I think you have to have one belt, have the champion bounce back and forth.
No, because that more than having 2 hours versus 3 hours, having a champion bounce between the two shows lessens SmackDown more than an hour difference. SmackDown has to have its own championships, its own set ready to go. There's no way that's real what you just showed me.
Kurt Angle just posted it with a link to buy tickets.
No way.
I'm telling you, August 27th, Angle versus Rhodes. Go to northeastwrestling.com.
What?
Right there, Kurt
Cody
Angle.
Rhodes, Kurt Angle. Where is that at?
Northeastwrestling.com. I guess
Kurt Angle doing one of his "Don't you wish this would happen" posts?
No, it's got tickets to the event. I can buy them right now.
Oh, look at Cody Rhodes still jobbing. Still jobbing after he leaves the WWE. You know he's not going to beat him.
It's somewhere in Nevada.
Jobbing in Nevada.
Wait, didn't you say Northeast?
Yeah.
What the hell do I know? I'm just telling you, it's Northeast Wrestling with an event in Nevada.
All right.
Maybe
well,
it's Northeast Nevada.
Well, if you want to see Kurt Angle, Cody Rhodes, I have a feeling that is probably going to be touring quite a bit.
Also on the bill is Juicin' Thunder Liger,
Oh,
Jerry
I
the
love
King
it.
Lawler, Matt Hardy, and Jeff Hardy.
Same event?
Yeah.
You want to go to Nevada?
No kidding.
I don't know about that. All right, so back to Raw from last night. We also had Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns cut a promo. And I actually kind of like this setup where we get to sit down and describe what happened on Raw
Yeah, I kind of like this too.
to somebody who didn't get to see Raw. I
Yeah.
kind of like this.
I feel like I'm wasting energy.
I'll be honest with you. I've been up for about 3 hours today, and until I sat down in the studio, I thought today was Monday.
I've been doing the same
It's
thing.
not a joke either.
Okay, so Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins cut a promo where Seth Rollins doesn't say a word for about 5 minutes.
All right.
So you have Reigns in the ring.
You let the clear, better talker of the group talk more, being Reigns, clearly.
So Reigns is in the ring, cuts a promo. Very, I don't know how you would describe it.
He did the whole "I'm not a good guy."
Oh yeah, that's
He
what
did that
Oh, I was
again?
pissed.
Yeah,
No,
but over the weekend I rewatched WrestleMania and they dropped that hint, which we didn't see because we were at the show. But JBL was like, started that he's not a good guy, he's not a bad guy, he just wants to be the guy, which I was unaware of. So
see, now here's the thing. When we first heard that, we all looked at each other and said, I can't wait till Seth Rollins cuts the promo against him where he says, you can be the man, but I'm the guy. We wanted that. We wanted Seth Rollins to cut that promo. Unfortunately, Roman Reigns cut that promo last night and did a piss poor job.
Oh, he did a piss poor job at a promo.
He is the one. Yeah, I know you're shocked.
at least it was short.
It was
He
very
kept it
short,
30
though.
seconds.
And then Rollins, and this was the other tough part about last night. The technical side of last night was rough. The crowd mics were off. The cameras had a tough time. Even the Jumbotron had a tough time. So as Roman cuts his cue and they're waiting for Rollins' package to hit. Oh, I can't say that with that guy. That's can't do that on the
Package has
internet.
already hit once, okay?
Yeah. So the camera pans to be able to show the Jumbotron and Reigns in the ring waiting for like the abrupt, okay, here comes Rollins, and they start Roman Reigns' video package again.
And forgot to hit the music.
No.
And didn't hit the music. So the video package is playing, and then like the camera quickly pans away. And then after about 20 seconds, you hear
No, 20
Yeah.
seconds, that's an
Well,
eternity.
20 seconds is a little bit of an exaggeration.
maybe an exaggeration, but it felt
At
like.
least 19.
So then Rollins hits, comes out. He's got the mic. He's ready to talk. The crowd's like kind of booing him in a way, and he's reacting to him. So he brings the mic to his mouth, reacts to the crowd, walks over to one side like he's going to yell at him, and then stops and doesn't say a word, and then starts smirking. He does this for probably a minute, right?
Yeah.
Then drops the mic and starts coming towards the ring, and then starts laughing and going, no, we
Gotcha.
do this when I want to do this. Starts
Yeah.
backing up, turns around, runs towards the ring, doesn't get to the ring, stops, laughs again, backs up. Does that 5 or 6 times.
No, he's just trying to make you hate his guts.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. That was
But
the whole.
If the heel words he says isn't enough to get you to boo him, he's gonna just do that.
Because basically the whole thing I got from last night's interaction was, I don't care about you, the fans, and I sure as hell don't care about Roman. All I want's my belt, and I'll do it when I damn well please.
And that's what it was. He didn't say a word.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be annoying and make you hate me that way.
Although the one thing I noticed that kind of scared the hell out of me.
I caught this
Did
too.
he limp a little bit?
He's got a little limp. When he was
no.
running down to the ring, you could see him just. He looked like a horse whose leg just got broken.
That bad?
It was
It was-
It was very noticeable.
It was noticeable on one of the
You
runs
think
down.
he tweaked it?
I don't know.
No,
if he-
Because he didn't limp at all when he ran in on Extreme Rules.
No,
He
I think
sprinted all the way
I
in.
think he keeps having moments where he doesn't trust it.
that could be it too. Or he's
That's
got a knee
bad.
brace on underneath, and he's not
It
quite
doesn't
used
look
to
like
it.
he has a knee brace. That's the other thing.
So you guys are saying they're going to stretch this without a match until SummerSlam?
Oh no.
Until he's
You won't
healed.
see him in the ring until Money in the Bank. He will
yeah.
he will not do anything until Money in the Bank.
I'm not even quite sure if he's fully cleared. Like all we've seen him with protective spots.
They've announced the match though, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
I don't think at the stage that WWE is at and the way that they've been treating injuries, I don't think he's touching a ring. He's not touching a mic. Enzo didn't touch a mic until he was medically cleared. I don't think they're going to take those risks.
they put Cena in before he was 100% cleared.
That is
Protected
true.
spots.
That is very true. I take back everything I just said. I reel that back in, and I ignore that just happened. So go on.
Yeah, man,
Well-
this weather's crazy. And I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, if he's been being cleared and being cleared for action are two different things. So if they can work him and milk some money and sell some merchandise,
Well, but if they put him in a match,
well, if
it's
he's in
going
a
to be
match,
a Seth Rollins match.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know?
but he's also has 17, 19 days or something, 20 days to get
Yeah.
fully ready and prepared.
Yeah, and I didn't watch. I know they promoed the crap out of it last night,
Give
but
him
they've got
Zeb Coulter's little wheel around. He's not using it these days.
They've got the WWE 24 on Rollins, the rebuild, redesign, reclaim. I really want to sit down and watch that because,
Seth Rollins is awesome.
well, that and he came back faster than most athletes would from that type of injury.
He's like Adrian Peterson.
So that's pretty much what it is. That's what Adrian Peterson this thing.
Well, he's
so
a freak, man. Everybody knows that.
And
Well,
he looks bigger and better
yeah,
than he
he
did when he
does.
left.
when they get him finally standing next to Roman in a ring, I swear to you, his arms are going to be bigger than Roman's.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You better hope he doesn't get hurt again. He's going to come back 375 pounds. Just rock muscle. It's going to be a
He's like
bowling
Stone
ball.
Cold. If
Great,
you remember,
yeah.
every time Stone
Yeah.
Cold got injured, he'd come back a little bit buffer.
We got long-haired Ryback. Great. Or Ryborg. Is that what he's going to be
Ryborg.
when he goes in the impact zone?
For this very reason, I hope WWE doesn't release him just so he tortures and has to sit on the couch at the house for the next God knows how long.
Great. So when he shows up, he's going to be yoked even further. He's going to be like Goldberg ate Sid Vicious. Fantastic.
Well, Dixie Carter's already trying to kill TNA. Let Ryback go in and literally maim the talent where they
Yeah.
have nothing left to give.
He can just CM Punk everybody and just put him through tables in awkward spots.
Well, missed the table.
Missed the table, too. Yeah, that's... Yeah. All right, so, and then we wrapped up Raw last night with a 6-man match.
Oh, go figure.
Yeah, I know, right? Shocked by that
I have
one.
not seen one Raw review. If you asked me how it ended, I would have said a 6-man.
6-man tag match. How does every Raw end? Either a 6-man tag match or a Divas contract signing. Those are the two things. That's what we do. Those are how Raw ends now.
Or a Sting trophy reveal. That's happened once.
Yeah, but that was like 8 months ago.
Yeah, no.
Longer than that.
I'm sorry. Feels like yesterday to me.
Was that longer than that now?
No, it was not. It was in September.
Yeah, so it was longer than that. Yeah.
Do the math.
Dang. That makes me feel terrible at this point.
Dang, you're right.
Man.
I'm old.
I'm right. You're wrong.
Yeah, it happens every once in a while.
You stupid idiot.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, stupid idiot. That's what, with the 6-man tag match, you had Jericho actually cutting a great backstage
Gotta be a
promo.
Stupid idiot.
Well, the crowd got into it, chanting "stupid idiot" 4 or 5 times during the match, and Jericho reacting to it because that's when he's
Shut
his
up,
best.
you morons.
But
Have you ever seen that video where a fan at the front row yells at him when he's on the apron? He's like, "Go back to Toronto," and he's like, "I'm from Winnipeg, you idiot!" Like in the middle of a match.
I think he has a T-shirt, like a pro wrestling
Yeah, I
tee.
think there is one that says "I'm from Winnipeg, you idiot." So he and Kevin Owens cutting promos it's magic. It is gold because Owens is finally playing the role of Like Jericho is the heel boss to Owens almost, where Jericho calls them both stupid idiots, and Owens' response is, I thought we were cool. I thought we were good. What happened? No, you're an idiot. I've started to not like you. And then Owens is all like confused, like, no, wait, I called you the GOAT, and you called me donkey or something.
More like a donkey's ass.
Yeah, we were good. What just happened? And then you had
Has
Ambrose.
Owens blocked Jericho on Twitter yet? It's coming.
No, but he had a savage one last night where somebody was in the crowd in Green Bay. We're getting married in 5 days or something like that. So Owens takes the screen grab and tweets out, "Nobody cares, everyone hates you," or something.
Then he blocked him.
Probably.
He's a loser.
But during the match, their interaction was just golden.
Well, the best interaction actually was the pre-match promo with Ambrose, Sami Zayn, and Cesaro. Because
Canada.
Ambrose keeps saying you can't trust Jericho because he's from Canada. And so Sami Zayn has like this look on his face like, wait a second. And then you can't trust Alberto Del Rio because he's whatever. I don't think they went full racist on it, but
Well, what they did was you can't trust Kevin Owens, he's from Canada. You can't trust Jericho because he's from Canada. Then Cesaro said something about, well, he's just a jerk. And Ambrose is like, you're from Switzerland. You people are known for being smart and reasonable. Good job.
Yeah,
and he's not Canadian.
and then Sami Zayn looks at him deadpan. You do know I'm Canadian, right? And so Ambrose has the look of like shock and revelation, and that explains so much, and then just walks away. Like, that is gold.
Yeah.
That is the kind of amusement and entertainment you can have in a PG type era with humor and laughs from guys who actually perform in the ring.
It's like the golden truth with actual talent.
Oh, yeah, that's
Hey,
Speaking
don't
of
get me-
which-
I've been saying this forever. The golden truth is still my favorite stupid storyline of the year.
so far.
Oh, it's going to be, they're going to play that out for at least another 6 months, and I'm going to love every second
No,
of it.
they're going to play it out until Goldust's contract is up or he gets released, which is
He's
probably
going to
in
be
the next.
fighting Kurt Angle in a tag match with Cody Rhodes. And we got a Stardust action figure in here. How much is this thing going to go for in 10
Yeah,
years?
no, actually, that's what I was noticing with the box of action figures we got. We have a Stardust and we have a Wade Barrett right there. So you got a Wade.
And Bo Dallas is probably minutes away from
Yeah, I
being,
know, Bo-
No, no. He's in the Marine 5. He's not going
Oh, that's
anywhere.
right. Yeah,
Him
forgot
and the
about
rest
that.
of the social outcasts.
Which is good because it keeps them off TV.
Well, it also keeps the IC title off of TV, which I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah, but it won't be for long, I don't think.
Yeah, he's
because-
going to lose it at Money in the Bank to somebody.
Yeah, and then he'll go continue to film, and then we'll get a good rivalry with whoever gets it. Versus, I mean, that's basically the. Wait a second.
Wait a second.
Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
You're gonna take that IC belt off from him when you've got all those other guys involved in the Money in the Bank match. I don't like this now.
Kalisto, baby.
Well, maybe
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I will punch you in the throat.
Kalisto, baby.
And Titus is now going after the U.S. belt. Rusev's got the belt. So you've got
Sheamus is involved with whatever. With
Apollo Crews. You've got
Yeah.
you got Dolph Ziggler kicking Baron Corbin in the mailbox every week now. I mean, man, I don't know if I like that.
Bring up Nakamura.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's gonna be your boy Miz.
I honestly don't think there's going to be an IC belt match at Money
I
in
do.
the Bank.
It's gonna be Miz. It's gonna be AJ Styles and John Cena. A triple threat match. Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
No.
No, but I would be all right with AJ Styles taking that strap off from Miz at Money in the Bank.
Ain't going to happen at
It
Money
can't-
in the
it
Bank.
can't happen without John Cena involved.
Well, sure it can, because
Oh.
even that little altercation that happened last night could simply be the establishing of heel AJ. I mean, it doesn't mean that there has to be a rivalry between the two moving forward.
Yeah, you do. Because Captain America John Cena
Yeah, and
is
he
not
came
going to
back
let
in
that.
like 100 times to destroy him even more.
All
That's
right, so
something
yeah,
that's
there's
gotta
probably
go.
going to be crap.
Come
well,
on, I'm telling you.
I just don't. I think they're going to sit Miz out for like 2
Miz
months
is gonna
without
come
the
out on
IC
Raw
belt.
next week, demand a challenger. AJ's going to show up. Cena's going to show up, and it's on. Triple threat match for the IC.
I don't think
AJ
IC belt
wins.
gets defended.
Mark it down right now. It's happening. I don't have to watch Raw to know what's going to happen next week.
You
I
stupid
kinda-
idiot.
I kind of like that, though. All right, so we talked brand split a little bit. We're going to have way more to talk about with the brand split as we get further. We've recapped pretty much everything of note from Raw. I mean, we skipped over some stuff. Becky Lynch saves Natty.
And now they're getting into a rivalry with Becky versus Charlotte again.
Yeah,
which I'm okay if Ric Flair comes out in her corner, which I think would be fun and entertaining since he's the one that laid a kiss on her not so long ago.
You have so many good women in this new division, and we're just recycling the same thing over and over again.
I think they're just buying time until they get to the brand split to do whatever they
Well, even
are
at the brand
do.
split, like, I'm still not happy with the women's division where you end up with the belt being defended on both shows. I don't like that.
Well, from what I read, the plan as of right now is one show is going to get the cruiserweight division, and the other show is
Cruiserweight division.
is going to get the
Oh,
Diva.
yeah, because you see, WWE is not just locked into what WWE is doing. They have a whole cruiserweight challenge going on this summer where people from other organizations
Is this
will
the
be wrestling.
WCW Cruiserweight belt we're talking about here?
Well, WWE had one at one time too.
Oh, they did that at Cruiserweight division?
So what you are probably going to see
I
is
love
a lot
that
of,
belt.
You're going to see a lot of these guys. There's a whole... You really should look this up.
I'm
There's-
calling
Well, I know
I'm
that's
calling
going
for the
on. I
return
didn't-
of the greatest cruiserweight champion of all time, Gilbert.
Wow.
who actually did hold the light heavyweight championship in WWE for the longest tenure.
That's just
How do you like that?
It's amazing to me that one organization can have Goldberg and the other organization can have Gilbert, and you name the organization that's still around today. Like, that's crazy to me. If you have Gilbert, you shouldn't be around for three more years.
Okay, this is a whole story for another podcast and another day that we could contribute just to that. I will argue
The Gilbert Show.
that Goldberg came at a time for WCW when most of the pro wrestling fans who would hang around long term were already off that product. So a lot of the people that you had that were watching the Goldberg era WCW were people who were
With that stupid, ugly logo.
they were tier 2 pro
Oh, that
wrestling
was a
fans.
nasty looking logo.
You couldn't even
Ugh.
figure out what it said.
Yeah,
And
it
somebody
looked
had
like
to tell
nothing.
me years later that it actually said WCW.
Yeah, that
I
was
thought it was
just
just like a
nasty.
sun explosion.
That was a worse idea than RoboCop. And RoboCop was a bad idea.
No, it wasn't. We're talking about the same company that gave a heavyweight championship to
That
David
was
Arquette
cool, though.
Yeah,
that was
there was that.
different.
to promote their terrible movie, which, by the way, features an appearance from John Cena.
So you've got
And who else?
a company that gave
You know who else?
He
Saves the day at the end. Are you
not
kidding
even
me?
gonna say his
He
name.
saves the day.
This is going to be. We're going to put a moratorium on that name on this podcast.
Well, luckily Jay never shows up, so
there's
wait
that.
a sec. Where am I at right now, guys?
So what
first
we're
time in a
gonna
month.
Oh my God! You never invite me. I gotta walk by the studio when y'all are doing it. You're trying to X me out because I
you're
get
never in the
I get all
building.
my predictions right and you guys don't.
I'm sorry. Who has the championship belt?
Who actually watched the show last
Shut
night?
up, you don't have anything better to do.
Do I have to go get the belt? Do you want me to go get the belt? It's in the other
I'll
room.
go get in there and grab that belt right now because I done made the prediction that's gonna happen on Raw next week. And if that comes true, can I have the belt?
All right. So wait. Let's roll back to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
prediction.
yeah.
Let's get this actually.
we go.
All right. Give me a pen.
We don't need a pen. It's recording.
Nope. I need to write this down.
Oh
and
my
pin it up.
gosh, it's recording. You can just
Nope. We're
play
gonna
the
both
audio
sign.
back.
We're both gonna sign.
You're
this.
signing a
Wait,
contract
what
for
do
the
I?
title.
Signing a
No.
contract for the
Hang
belt
on.
right
Hang on. We're both signing it. What do you get if I'm wrong? A bag of bugles?
You get a swift kick in the
No,
mailbox.
it's a title match.
Oh.
I retain my
Okay,
belt.
okay. I was gonna give you the Stardust action figure.
Don't worry, there's plenty more where that came from.
All right. So give me the actual
Here it is.
stipulation of what's gonna happen.
The Miz will come out to shoot a "I'm better than you" type promo, and he's gonna invite anyone with balls to come down to the ring and take him on. Next week on Raw. You know who's gonna show up? Oh yeah, baby, AJ Styles. He wants that Intercontinental belt. He wasn't man enough for the big belt, so he wants that little Intercontinental thing. Well, John Cena's like, yo, you just beat my ass last week. I ain't going to let you just go out there and get you a title. So he's going to interrupt, and that's going to set up a three-way triple threat match for the IC title at Money in the Bank. And you can bank on that. Believe that.
You're an idiot. Just like Roman.
So you're telling me that that's more crazy than you coming out of your ass the other day with a damn asylum match? That was stupid.
No,
And
because
crazy.
it happened.
No, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. That's what's gonna happen on Monday.
This
is what
isn't
happened.
going to happen.
That was stupid when you said it.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
it was
Greg,
a genius
Greg,
idea.
It was stupid. But
I
you said
think-
that'd be cool if it happened, but it was stupid.
I think that was probably more grounded in
Reality.
of what's going on with the current product.
This is you don't have one other match for Miz, and you're not going to have the belt off the pay-per-view altogether.
They've done
Who's he
dumber
going to
things.
fight? Who's he going to fight?
I still say he's not going to show up.
Bullshit.
All right, before we do this contract signing, do you want to set a table up that we can flip or something?
Yeah, I'm going to break you
I'm just
through
going
it.
to super kick him in the face.
All right.
So he quits talking.
That
So
high.
you got a contract, sign that top line, and then I will sign on the bottom.
Let me read through this and make sure you got all my facts correct.
After he signed it. Like an idiot.
Yeah, I already signed this contract. Now I'm going to reread it.
Oh, no doubt. It's happening. Are you kidding me? It's even more believable when I read it.
Oh, you're such a moron.
He don't have it. What else they gonna have? Just Cena and AJ just messing around for a month? No, it's gonna be something.
It's
for
done.
something.
That contract is signed. No tables
All right,
flipped.
so
locked in.
If it happens, I get the belt until
Yes.
Beat the Bank.
The Money in the
cannot
Bank,
wait.
and then we'll figure it out.
I
Did you just
worried
say
about
beat the bank? You didn't
Yeah,
even get
Beat
the
the Bank.
pay-per-view
Beat
right.
the Bank.
You idiot.
I love that show.
Someone punch him. I don't feel like reaching that
You know, I
far.
almost said, we can just edit all that out. You want me to just recut that one part? You can just cut that right in. Yeah.
Nope.
Nope. All right, we're gonna
Gotta
wrap it up.
beat 'em at-
Actually, we're gonna wrap up this edition, and
Just to recap today's show, Greg and I talked about things that actually make sense. Jay's an idiot.
All right. We're actually looking forward to cutting some smaller bite-sized shows that we're actually going to start uploading online and in other places, too. You're going to be able to hear the podcast in way more places, including broadcast radio, very soon.
You guys gonna invite
I
me
know.
to those?
No.
No. Okay. Whatever. You'll
Maybe
have
some.
to. You'll
Maybe
have
some.
to when I'm the champion next Monday.
That is true.
Yep.
All right. So look for those coming very soon. And you can also subscribe to us on YouTube, find us on Twitter and on Facebook. This is the Raw Meat Podcast.
Eat it.